So this is a Bailey Unicorn Seville. I'm going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. The hookup procedure and handbrake and jockey wheel is all something we'll go through in person here on site. I'll also demonstrate the ATC to show you that it's working in person. Front locker, you've got your gas regulator on the bulkhead with gas pipework fitment at the top here. The fitment going into the bottle is actually a reverse thread fitting. On the front of the van, this side, you've got a storage locker, and you've got the same on the opposite side of the van also, with a wet storage tray in there. You've then got your onboard water tank, which you have to take out to be filled. So you take it out and fill that tank up if you want to run it from the onboard water tank. Most people don't even bother using it, but I'll demonstrate that to you as well. We'll talk you through that tomorrow while you're here on site. You've got your wind down leg on the front corner of the van, just here, and you've also got one of those on the opposite side of the van. Them legs are never used to lift the caravan, they are literally there to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. We then come to our water pickup pipe, so it's dropped down into the aqua on one end and the other end is pushed into the side of the caravan. The actual pump system for this van is actually on the inside of the van. Then got your Aldi heating exhaust for the gas systems, so that's just there essentially to let the hot air out the side of the boiler unit and also any gases that may come from there. You then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. The wheel nuts will be torqued before the caravan leaves site, and we'll do that while you're here so you can see that being done. And the motor mover I'll also demonstrate while you're here on site. Got your 2 grade waste pipes coming out the side of the caravan, and they are there for the fresh water that goes in the front to come back out the side of the van. So you'd have 2 bits of grey pipe that fit into the circular fittings on the outside of them blocks essentially down there, and you'll be able to drain, and the water will then go into the waste master outside of the van. The fridge vents on the side of the van allow the hot air to come out the side of the fridge unit, and behind here you've also got a gas flow for when you're running the fridge on gas. Next up we've got the toilet flush tank, so you put 3.5 litres of water in here. You'd open it up obviously and put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid. Then got your toilet waste cassette, which you'll release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The neck here you'll turn out to allow the waste to be tipped away. And on the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you are tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. The grey cap that you see on there that you take off is also a measure for your blue fluid, and that will be 1 cap full of the blue fluid and a litre of water prior to use. On the back of the van on either side you've got your wind down legs again, and like I said on the front ones, you never lift the legs, never lift the caravan with the legs. It could actually damage the floor of the caravan. Coming down the door side of the van, again you've got the storage locker that we was talking about on the other side. You've got the barbecue gas point, which you open up and you have a fitment that goes in and turns around 90 degrees. You've got a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning. So for instance, if you had the awning up, you could run a fridge out into your awning or lighting in your awning, etc. You then got your battery box with your 2 battery terminals, and you've got your mains power lead going into the caravan. So we're going to go onto the inside of the van now and demonstrate how that works. As I said, the motor move demonstration we'll do in person here on site. So as you can see, as you come in the door on the left hand side, you've got the main control panel for the caravan. So you've got your master switch, your lights, your awning light and your water pump. Now I've already filled the water system on this particular van, but I'll demonstrate that as we go through the video. You've got a voltmeter here at the top to let you know how much percentage of battery you've got on board the van. And at the moment it's actually saying it's at 12.5 volts just due to the fact there's no battery connected, that the charger is just running freely. Below that you've got your Aldi heating and hot water control panel, and again I'll come back to this in a moment. To fill the water system on this particular van, very easy to do. On the seat, underneath the seat on the right hand side, you will actually see the water storage tank or the water heater tank itself. And down the back you'll see a yellow drain down valve. Now that yellow drain down valve is the valve for either filling the water system or draining it off. So when that valve is parallel with the floor, as it is at the moment, you can fill the water system up. When that valve is pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, you'll actually be able to drain the water system off completely. To drain the water system though, you'd need that valve completely upright, as I said, and then you go around and I open all the taps in the central position to drain all the water off the system. However, to fill it, like I said, you'd have the valve parallel with the floor, you'll come over to every tap on board the caravan and open them all up on the hot side. As you can see, I've already actually done that on this particular caravan. Sorry. So you open all the taps up, and once you've got all the taps open on the hot side, you'll come back over to the control panel by the door and turn on the water pump. As you can see, the water pump's currently running with the green light that's come up. And once the water system's full, you can shut each tap off as you go around the caravan, because at that point you can start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. So by the door here, you've got your Aldi control panel. Now I'm just going to wait for the video to clear up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. You'll notice when I come across, each icon starts flashing. Now you'll notice at the moment it's flashing on here, which means that the heating and hot water system is actually turned on. I can turn it off by going off or on when these two icons are flashing. So they're on and off. When they are flashing, you can use the two arrows, hit the on or off to control whether that is actually on or off or not. If we come across to the right, I can actually set the internal temperature of the caravan. So you've got plus or minus to set the temperature. You can actually set this all the way up to 30 degrees if you wish to. Let me go all the way up so you can just see it does go there. So as you can see, we're now at 30 degrees of water temperature. I'm going to turn that back down for now. So the next thing we go to, when I press across to the right, is the water heating on and off. So that's very simple to do. You've either got off or on. It'll actually display the water temperature on this left hand side here on the screen. So at the moment it's at 19.5 degrees. If I come across to the right again, so I've got the flame symbol here flashing, it actually means I can turn on the heating and hot water on gas. So if you've got a gas bottle connected and you bled the system via the hob, you'll be able to press the on button just here and it'll allow you to ignite the gas system, and it will self-ignite. If it did fail to ignite, it will come up with gas fail on the screen. If I come across to the right again, you'll notice I've got a 1 on the screen now, or I've got off, depending on what power supply I want to use. Now at the moment it's letting me run on 1 kilowatt. I can also select 2 kilowatt and 3 kilowatts depending on what power I have coming into the caravan. So here on site at the caravan company we can only use 1 kilowatt of power, hence why it's set to that. Some caravan sites will allow you to use 2 or 3 kilowatts also. But that is essentially how your heating and hot water will work on board the caravan. Down the bottom, there, when I scroll across, I'm going to go back to the home screen, there is actually some more options at the bottom. But for these, we do recommend that you read the manual, just due to the fact they'd take me 2 to 3 hours to explain if I tried explaining them in a video. So that's your heating and hot water, as I said. Cooker and hob all work very much the same as your household appliances, no differences at all there. Igniter on the front of the oven also works for the hob up top. One thing I did forget to say about the heating hot water system on board the van, you do need to make sure this power switch is on when you connect it to mains power. You don't need to worry if you're on gas because it'll self-ignite on gas. However, you do need to make sure that switch is on for the Aldi heating water heating to warm up. We're going to go to the fridge next. So the fridge, again, very simple to use. You've got mains power, you've got the off position at the top, you've got mains power. 12 volt for when you're towing down the road, so when you connect it to a car, you can use the fridge as a cool box to get the beers and wine nice and cold. Or you've got the option to run it on gas at the bottom. To ignite the fridge on gas, you'd press in the temperature dial and hit the igniter on the right hand side. Once it has ignited on gas, you'll notice on the opposite side, you've got this red line here, and that red line will actually come around into the green here, and that red line indicates that the gas system for the fridge has ignited and is working correctly. If for any reason that didn't come straight up, it could just mean that it needs to get gas through the system, so I just advise you try it a couple more times. If not, bleed the hob up here, and get the gas through on there first, because then essentially you should have gas to every other part of the caravan. In the bathroom, you have the toilet system, which has an electric flush up top here. And underneath the toilet seat itself, or underneath the toilet bowl itself, you actually have this grey handle. That grey handle is essentially a waste flap, so it allows the toilet waste to go in the cassette underneath the van. The toilet does turn for your convenience, however when you are trying to remove the cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure it's pointing straight across the van again. If not, it will not allow you to remove that cassette. If you have any further questions on the Bailey Unicorn Seville, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll be more than happy to help. We hope you enjoy the caravan and we thank you for watching. Bye bye.